Start. Welcome back. We are on 59 Minutes. My name is Levi Kones. We are here with Rosette Momanyi. She is founder of SORANO Organics. She's telling us about the story of the entrepreneurship journey and, of course, positioning you, the entrepreneur, because I know many of you would want to be entrepreneurs next year. Some of you wanted to be this year and doing Meisha. Eh? But unajua, we are in December, so for next year, mapema ndio best.
Mapema ndio best.
Hala tuanze kupanga saa hii, eh?
Saa hii hata umechelewa.
So this name,
yeah.
SORANO.
Yes.
What does it mean?
SORANO. SORANO is a name I adopted when I came out into entrepreneurship, incidentally.
Yeah.
I think in hindsight, sometimes God prepares you for the unknown. When I was looking for a name, because I really wanted to run a proper company, I didn't want to do behind the scenes business. So when I was looking and researching for a name, honestly, SORANO just struck me out. It's just a name of a small town in Italy, believe it or not.
Yeah, it does sound cool.
It is.
exotic.
It is. But then it almost sounded Swahili-ish. I don't know. I just liked the name. And then when I researched further about the town, I fell in love. I'm big on nature. I love nature. In fact, I call myself a nature addict. So SORANO is a very old town, hanging literally almost on a cliff, still maintained its old natural setting. Very old. In fact, they say the population there is basically of elderly people, hanging over a cliff overlooking a river. It's very medieval, and it's suspended by a huge rock. So for me, it's only it resonates with the foundation, you know, laying a strong foundation. The essence, and then nature. Nature for me is a big thing. So that really tied so well into my brand. Oh, nice. Yeah, so I adopted SORANO. So
you and this gentleman you met, so you say he was doing all the backroom activities.
Yes.
You're doing, you know, the front end bits and ends and marketing and stuff. So what was your first product and how did that fare?
So now when I met him and we had a chat, I told him the one thing I must solve, because my key focus, being in corporate and coming out here, is bringing out confidence, especially in women. And you might ask me, why beauty? Honestly, whether we say it out loud or not, what happens here really affects how we feel inside. So I was very keen to focus on the face, and because I'd been selling products for a while, for like 2 years, so I knew from the feedback I was getting from women, many women, and there's no age range, right from the young to the old. They're very focused on looking good. And I realized that really affects our confidence, and it jogged my memory thinking back. Even walking into boardrooms, you find women very subdued sometimes. And a lot goes on here that affects here. So I told him the one thing I must solve is acne. I told him acne is giving people a lot of low self-esteem.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, so if I'm able to solve that, then we can start having deeper conversations of, it can open up, and it's already doing that. I thought this was going to be like a phase 2 or phase 3. But right now when people come back to me and say, oh my God, in a very simple way, you've helped me with this, I feel so confident about myself. It's helping people even in their mental health issues. So then the first product I put out was an oil which sorts out acne issues, sorts out breakouts and oily skin and all that stuff. So then slowly we started rolling out a range, because I did this oil and I realized it's one thing to give people a very good oil, but then I'm not showing them how to treat their skin, to properly cleanse, to properly tone, to properly moisturize. I don't know if these are words you relate to, but it forced me to work backwards.
I was in a supermarket yesterday, my wife looking for a moisturizer.
There you go.
We were in the aisles. Then I saw some things, you know, I saw some, you know, because she was talking about, I don't know, sunburns, blah.
Sunscreen.
Sunscreen. Nikona sunscreen, 50 plus, 30 plus.
30 plus SPF.
Nikasema sasa hizi ni nini? Kama upendi jua si ukae tu kwa kivuli. You know, for us men,
kama upendi jua ukae kwa kivuli. Do you know even this light, you need sunscreen?
Oh, this one here?
Yes. UV rays, radiation, all those things cause early aging.
Yeah. But I do know that people are more aware now.
Yeah.
Even men.
Even
they were. I walk into barbershops and I'm shocked. Guys are exfoliating.
I have cliented. You should exfoliate. Why are you not exfoliating? I think today I'll leave you with a kit.
Nijipate na hot towel, na uto tu cucumber.
Cucumbers kwa macho. Soft life. Let me tell you, skincare is soft life. I mean, and basic skincare, honestly, saves us from a lot more in the long term.
Yeah.
And I think that's the message. That's the bare minimum. That's what I'm trying to drive at.
Yeah.
Basic skincare routine will save you a lot of issues later in life.
Yeah, because you know the skin is the largest organ of the body.
The skin is the largest organ. The skin is
by far the most
the first thing
seeable
we see.
Thing.
Exactly,
yes.
It's the first thing we see. First impressions matter whether we like it or not. Human beings are visual beings, so we're trying to empower people to have this confidence to own their space and be their true, authentic selves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when do you start manufacturing again? So
we've been formulating for the last 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started manufacturing this year when now we had the formulas we needed, and then we did a lot of testing. Officially, we put it out in the market in June.
Wow.
June this year.
So you've been busy since June?
We've been busy since June.
What do you have out there?
God has been faithful.
How many products now?
So now we have, for the face, we have 6 products. We've now gone into hair, where we have 2 products. And there's pressure also from clients to go into body, so that's probably next year. We like to give an end-to-end solution, and then we like to take time to test in the market before we are comfortable to move to other products. So we slowly roll out.
So this has become the thing, actually.
For me, this is it. I mean, I've never, to be very honest, and I think once I met this guy and we went, I remember telling someone, when we were in the manufacturing phase, remember now I didn't really have an income, because when I was bringing in these products, again, due to Corona, there was this long period where I couldn't access the products because of logistical issues. So I went into manufacturing with no job, with no income, nothing. And I remember being in this phase of formulation and forgetting it's a business. Like, I was so obsessed. I feel like finally I found it's almost like a true calling. Finally, because this is something I've been doing in small capacities in my own kitchen and whatever. So now to think that I can do it in large scale and help somebody else, I think that's when it really hit me that this is what I was meant to do. Yeah.
But you know, Rosette, people are listening to us out there, and you know, when we say it in a sentence, it sounds like manufacturing is so easy. You know, like I started a manufacturing company and things just worked out.
Oh my God.
How difficult has it been? And what have been your challenges?
Good. Levi. I think I speak for many entrepreneurs when I say this. Capital is a huge hindrance to starting a business. And you might have the initial capital. That might not be the challenge. But then remember, especially for somebody who gives their all, this is your all, this is your baby, this is this is not a side hustle, this is your livelihood. So as the business starts growing, remember you have other needs, you have to pay yourself. So then scaling becomes a big, big challenge. So you're stuck, you don't know whether the money you're making, you want to put it back into the business, or you want to increase your marketing activities. So the capital would be a big, big one for me. Still is. We're still trying to see if we can fundraise, because what we decided to do, we are still manufacturing from a home setup. But the ideal is to have a lab, for example. So we decided to start small. We are still an online business. The idea is to have a physical location. So capital is a huge, huge challenge, because financial institutions sometimes they don't really understand startups, and I can understand why, because I've worked in them. The risk with a startup is higher, obviously, so they don't know then how to help us most of the time. And when even the government is not really helpful in terms of guiding people with ideas on other alternative sources of funding, because now as I grow and as I learn more as a network, I realize you can ask for grants, you can do fundraising, but then who's telling you this? When you're new, when you have this idea and you don't know where to start off. And there's all this venture capitalists. So there's a lot of information missing, because we don't go to school being taught these things. I'm at a point where I feel like entrepreneurship should be a mandatory, the same way we do maths in school. In any case, I think entrepreneurship should be one of those key, because some people can tell you they're not using their mathematics skills.
True.
You know, I can hire an accountant, you know, but if I had entrepreneurship skills, then I can be confident enough. I don't have to wait so many years being scared to start. And
then you'd have at least the knowledge to know that on this particular place I'm limited here, I'm limited here, I'm limited here, let me solve this.
So I need capacity here, and this is where to get it, because that is another challenge I would want to say. I got into business. Yes, I knew I need to register a company. That's all I knew. Me, I thought, hizi maneno za KRA by this lazima. Until I was slapped with a fine my first year because I didn't file. Yeah. I didn't know. I thought, we know when in employment, the employer takes care of all the statutory deductions. I came out here, I'm like, I was being told a year later, boss, register for statutory deduction, start paying pay as you earn, start deducting for NHIF, NSSF, and all these things. I also need to do them as a small business. Nobody tells you that. Nobody warns you or advises you, you know, solo, whatever.
There really should be like a, I agree with you, I don't know, like a coursework on life.
Either coursework or also, I saw the government now has done this SME docket. I really hope it's going to help so that somebody who has an idea can go there, and then there's all this info.
That's fine, but you see, you still have to go there and find. I wish there was something that we would make you just pass through. Like if you're in college, at least there's at least one particular unit.
Exactly, it should be
mandatory. It may not have to necessarily be, you know, examinable.
For me, I think it should be mandatory so that
on life, you know,
right off the bag, you know whether you want to go into that entrepreneurship or you want to go into corporate. So that as soon as you come out as a fresh graduate, your mind is clear. Yeah. Me, I'm business oriented.
And even teach you on credit because you can make a lot of mistakes.
Exactly. I've made a lot of mistakes.
I've touched somewhere this.
And if you've not made mistakes as an entrepreneur, you've not learned. I say this with a lot of humility, it's not for everybody. It can really, really challenge your core. Because you make mistakes and it's very easy to give up. And this is why it's important then to do something you're very passionate about, which does not necessarily feel like a job. That you can still wake up tomorrow and do, regardless of the mistakes of yesterday.
Yeah. So what's been your guiding light in terms of speaking to yourself about just waking up tomorrow and continue?
I think number one, it's the passion that I have, because deep down I believe I'm doing something that is going to change lives or is already changing lives. Secondly has been my clients. Sometimes even on very, very low moments, then you see a pop-up, a client sending you a before and after and saying, oh my God, bless Sorano, whatever you've done to my life, you have no idea.
I've seen that in my books, I agree.
Yeah.
Sometimes someone tells you something,
exactly,
and it just sparks. It just keeps you going.
Even if you wanted to give up, you're like, I can't. There's 2 others, there's 3 others who are going to have the same experience. So so
feedback is key.
Feedback is very important. Number 1 is God. I'm very, very prayerful. Number 2 is the passion. Number 3 is the feedback I get from clients. It reinforces what I'm doing. It just rubber stamps that what I came out to do, to change lives, to, you know, impact, bring out this confidence, make people own their true authentic selves, and knowing that I'm doing it in a very, very simplistic manner. I'm not enhancing their beauty through chemicals. I'm just bringing out their true authentic beauty.
True authentic. I think is that your what's the line for Sorano Organics?
Nature is the ultimate luxury.
Nature is the ultimate luxury.
Yeah, nature is the ultimate luxury.
I tell you.
Yeah.
So where are your products found?
My products,
where can people find you?
We are online on all social media platforms. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we are now on YouTube, we are on Twitter, we are on TikTok as Sorano Organics. Soon we will have a website early next year. And you can also call us directly on 0721 853 039. Yeah.
What do you tell people who are thinking about, you know, stepping out into that field in manufacturing, whatever kind of manufacturing they're thinking about, and there's a worry, you know, there's a comfort with the salary. It's there, you don't want to leave it. We live in a highly, you know, we are in that society that is highly wired to think that, you know, you are as good as your job.
Yeah.
You know, usiwache kazi.
Usiwache kazi.
Shikilia kwanza. Unajua watu hawana kazi. You'll be told even, unataka kuacha.
I know.
How would you tell someone like that who's also grappling with that and all the naysaying around and then telling himself, but still, or herself, I still want to get out. There's still something burning inside of me. You know.
The only thing I'll tell you is get out. I wish somebody had told me that 20 years ago. I started because I'd tried so many other things and not really misused my capital, but by the time I was getting into manufacturing, I didn't have capital. I started this business with 5,000 shillings. Start with what you have.
Choma.
Start with what you have. The only thing I can tell you, I can guarantee you, is that your passion and your drive. I look back 6 months and where the business is right now, I could have never dreamt, even when I was starting with that 5,000 bob. I didn't think in that span of time. And this is the first business, transcending all those other ones that I've talked about, that has really given, grown so fast. And I believe it's because I'm doing it out of passion. It doesn't feel like a job anymore. So if you're in a job and you
so this is feeding you, this is it?
This is it. There's nothing else. And there's not going to be anything else. This is it. I feel like this is it. So if it's a passion and it's something you know you really, really are good at, get out. That's all I can tell you. Get out, start with what you have. Your passion, your drive will get you there. Yeah.
Someone told me recently, you cannot walk on water.
You can't.
Until you get out of the boat.
Until you get out of the boat. Yes, and you told me earlier during the break, a tea bag does not know?
It does not know its potency until it's put in hot water.
Exactly.
That's when you know it's a strong one, it's weak tea, it's good tea.
Until survival is the only thing you have, then you won't know your potential. I've done things I never thought in my 40 years. That I was
in any case, don't you feel these pressures, by the way, they don't go away.
They don't.
I mean, 2 years ago it's Corona. Who knows what 2023 is going to be?
They will not go away. You will always find a way around it. There's opportunities that come from any adversity.
Now it's inflation, I don't know, prices are up.
There's opportunity.
There's no good time
any adversity.
for these things, is there?
There's no good time. The time is now. The good time is now. The good time is now.
The good time is now. We look forward to seeing what Sorano Organics becomes.
And
of course, keep on talking to people and encouraging entrepreneurs to get out there and position themselves as well and get out something. Do you feel, as we close, that there is something, because government officials watch us all the time, there's something government can do to assist people like you?
Yes, a lot. A lot. Number one, the regulations. I went through CABS. It was a very tedious process. It was please make it easy, especially for manufacturers, because I believe that's the future of the economy. There are people out here with ideas, and they're not asking for jobs. We are asking for support. Help us get credit, make it easy for us to get licenses, make it easy for us to get approvals and regulatories and all this lab whatevers. Make it easy. Avail information for us. We don't have to have. Oh my God! I don't think there's an office I've not knocked trying to find information. So if this information can be, not everybody is aggressive like that, but people have brilliant ideas. We don't need to keep crying about joblessness. There are so many opportunities in this country. I meet so many young people who have brilliant ideas. They don't know where to start. And then there's obviously the notion, and they're rightfully so, that there's no support. There's no support for budding entrepreneurs. There's no support for people with brilliant ideas. Incubation centers, I think, would really, really help. Bring in partners who can help us in manufacturing, because we want to be self-employed. We're not asking for jobs. We want to create jobs.
I hear you.
Support us.
In fact, I can sum it up. I've heard all that. Yani, serikali musiwakanyagie.
Msitukanyagie tafadhali. Tunaomba.
Make it easy to do business, by the way, because in doing business you do jobs.
We are creating
I'm sure
jobs.
now you have people, you have employed yourself.
Yes, I have a team. I have the partner I talk about. I have an accountant.
Imagine that.
I have a social media manager. Slowly building a sales team. So those are jobs.
And imagine that's just 6 months. So 10 years from now.
Exactly.
We're talking about even branches, people, families to feed.
We claim it. We claim it. Yes. Yes, that's the whole idea.
And if we talk about where will jobs come from, this is what it means.
This is what it means
to create an enabling environment.
Imagine that's all you're asking for, an enabling environment.
For that to thrive.
Yeah.
Very, very powerful. You have any Christmas, New Year wishes you want to throw out there?
Merry Christmas. Please be safe. This is the season where a lot happens. Remember, January is coming, so all those plans, put a gear into them.
I can't believe you said that.
All those plans.
Kumbuka January.
January inakuja.
With its 45 days.
Yes, with its 60 plus days.
January will be here. Thank you so much for coming, Rosette.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays. And thank you so much for having me on the platform.
I really
Truly
appreciate it. Very nice conversation we've had. Let's do this again sometime.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes, please. I'll be honored.
Rosette Momanyi, she is a founder of Sorano Organics. She says you can find them on all social media pages, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. you know, they're out there. Get out there, check out what they are doing, and get in touch with them and see how their products can help you. That's what we have for today. Stay tuned for Ilosu coming up. Have a lovely day.